Joining me right now is a guy, we go back a long, long way, down 1960 Union Avenue, and talking about Henry Nelson.
Thank you, Dave. Good to be here. And that's just the last probably 35 years.
Right.
But I told Dave, this is the first time I told Dave about the story of me as a kid listening to my little transistor radio at WHBQ, and Dave and Lance Russell and the Jigger and those guys. You were my heroes.
You were over in West Memphis listening to us on the radio.
Oh, yeah, you know, between Jack Buck and Cardinal Baseball,
Oh, yeah.
when you could pick up KMOX out of St. Louis.
Oh, that's exactly right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Things have changed in that regard.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Speaking of change, you of course, had a great career in radio at 2 or 3 different stations in town, and you've been doing other things for the last few years. I know you were quite involved, speaking of music, you were quite involved with Soulsville and the Stax Museum.
Absolutely.
For several years, and have a special love there. Now you're at Memphis Public Library.
Yeah, and I came here from the Levitt Shell. You know.
That's right.
Yeah.
In between.
Yeah, and there's a reason for that. You know, I got into radio because radio truly was, I say was, the voice of a community. And, you know, of course, when you're in radio, you finally realize you're in showbiz, but it's always been about the community to me. So being here at the library, being at the Levitt Shell, being at Soulsville, it was all about serving the community and being a voice in that neighborhood. And
your role here at the library has to do with music.
Yeah, well, in some parts, under my title of community connector and special projects, it's that wide.
Okay.
Get wider. But music is part of that. You know, this is not the library that we grew up with. I mean, with 3,000 plus free programs, we're inviting people to come to the library to have experiences, and music is a part of that. And so one of the things that we do, I mean, one of the many music programs that we do something called 5 Fridays of Free Jazz in March and April. And also on October 1st, we've got the Memphis Wind Symphony coming in from Collierville. And the idea there is to bring people back to the library who don't think it's relevant anymore, don't know all the programs that are going on.
There's a lot of things going on rather than just what's online, right?
Absolutely.
So they think look up on Wikipedia and they're good to go, and that's not necessarily true.
Yeah, and one of the things that we're rebooting we call it the Front Porch Music Series.
Okay.
And it started July, and on August, it's the second Tuesday of every month. For the next 2 years at least. It's all free. In fact, everything at the library is free.
Isn't that a good thing?
Yeah.
Not too many places you can say that anymore these
I know,
days,
absolutely.
Right? Very, very good. All right, and you say this is planned for at least the next 2 years.
Yeah, it is, and
you have many things that are planned for advance. It's not just what's going on this month.
Absolutely. You know, like with the Front Porch Music Series, the idea here, if for me, growing up in Arkansas, and even growing up in the Delta, I'll put it that way. You remember when the old blues guys and the singers used to come around and they do the front porch concerts. So the idea here is to bring back that element where community can join and come to a place for free and sit around and hear some music. So we got Sarah Rector in August, or on next Tuesday, but also in September we've got a Latin band called Ritmo Sun. And they're going to play just before we open a photo art exhibit for Cesar Chavez. So it's the September, October is Hispanic Heritage Month, and we'll have music, we'll have photo art, and Jose Galvez, who's actually curating this exhibit, will be here and he'll do some lectures. So a lot of different things.
Yeah, very good. There's a lot going on at the library. There absolutely no doubt about that. Anything else going on that you want to fill me in on before we talk radio a little bit?
Yeah, we're going to talk radio?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I'll tell you this real quick. So part of reimagining the library is really dressing them up on the outside, the exteriors. You know, we have 18 public libraries. They're not all equal on the outside. So we have 2 pilot projects going on in the what is now going to be called the South City community down on Vance Avenue, 38126. And also in the Randolph community, the Highland Heights area. We have neighborhood festivals going on September 16th at Randolph from noon till 4. And September 23rd at the Crenshaw Library on Vance from 11 till 4 o'clock. And it involves music,
Very
neighbors.
good. Love music. Speaking of music, we've got a minute left.
Okay.
But you and I know each other best from 1960 Union
Right.
Avenue. I was at WMC TV, you were at FM 100, and we got to be friends there. We
Yeah.
did shows together like on New Year's Eve and all
Absolutely.
of that. Fun times for you. Did you enjoy radio as much as I did?
I still enjoy radio.
Okay.
I fell in love the first time I heard FM radio, and I was listening to you guys. I fell in love, like one falls in love romantically. That's how much I love it. But I love it because of connecting the community. But I have to tell you this too, Dave. So Dave Brown, for those of you who don't know, Dave Brown actually took me under his wings as a weather person. You forgot that, right?
No, I didn't forget
No,
that. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it or not there.
Absolutely, because it was like the most endearing thing, because it was me and a guy called Primetime, Ron Childress.
Yeah.
He's still known as Primetime to me. But he took us under his wings, and I think that is just one of the most endearing things that's ever happened in my life, and I appreciate that, and I want to say it publicly.
Thank you so much. And I'll never forget, we wanted to increase your role. Of course, you were still having everything going good in radio. And you came to me in my office one day and said, you know, I love it, but I just don't think that's what I want. That's not the direction I want to go.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you letting me know that.
Yeah, I'm glad I did.
Yeah, me too. Henry Nelson, it is always great to see you.
Yeah.
And thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
All right.
Thank you, Dave.
Henry Nelson.